continue with this quote, colorless green ideas sleep furiously. So we're trying to do it on our own, right? So what do we look at here, right? So colorless green ideas sleep furiously, right? Is this a piece of poetry? Is this nonsense, right? Is it making a true statement? Is it an interpretation of something, right? Um, the sentence seems to, on the one hand, sort of indicate these things, but then forcefully sort of resist that if you look at it, right? And so you got to, try to sort of break this down, and see what's going on here, right? So, how do you do that? So the trick in a lot of, or a good strategy to have in a lot of critical thinking uh, moments, specifically when you're dealing with text, is to try to narrow down or try to see the formal characteristics of what you're reading. Okay? So it's hard to do, but you want to sort of like forget about content for a second, right? So content, uh, are either through our expectations or after reading something and sort of hearing what other people are saying and assuming a content, right? Content sometimes gets in the way of critical thinking because we think of content in a certain way and that content delivers, certain things. But if you can start to look at the level of formal characteristics, the word, break it down on the level of grammar and words and sort of try to see it in something of, a neutral way outside of content, a lot of times that's going to allow you to get into what's going on with the quote or with the passage that you're looking at. And I would say, I'm not going to to take the joy or pleasure or pain of decoding this for you, but this quote, specifically, is absolutely operating between sort of the miscommunication of content and form, or the presumptions of content and form, or the presumptions or assumptions of content. So you want to try to break things down, right, and sort of see it anew, right? And one way to do that is through looking at the formal characteristics of a passage or of a text, right, in order to intervene there. But again, try to break it down on its own, right, without any research, and also not connecting it to the image. Okay.